welcome to part 2 of Test the Nation. And time to see how you got on with the biggest live interactive music test ever shown on British television. Now, please welcome back your hosts, Anne Robinson and Philip Schofield.
Yes, time to see how well you did with our popular music test. Answers coming up shortly and a chance to find out how your score compares with the rest of the nation and with our wonderful studio groups who, as you can see, are feeling very, very confident, very, very chirpy. Isn't that right?
We've had a fantastic response online, and also particularly from our texters, over 40,000 texters already, and we'll talk to the highest scorer online or from our mobiles a little bit later. We'll also be able to tell you what makes a music buff. Is it the kind of holiday you take or the way you relax? Does lying in the bath improve your musical knowledge, or does being in the pub work better? And dare I mention it again, whether the men know their music better than the women.
Tonight it's not even a maybe. The girls will be wiping the smug smiles off the men's faces very, very shortly. And there'll be a final scoreboard for you to match your scores with the rest of the country.
Right, let's see how the groups are feeling right now, just before they find out how they really, really did. They may be good at shouting. You'd listen to that, wouldn't you? But how good is their memory when it comes to music? The Barmaids! Sitting in ivory towers, but can they surprise us all with their musical prowess tonight? The Civil Servants! Yeah! These guys had better do well because they're booing the loudest. Their idol may be the King of Rock, but is that where their musical knowledge begins and ends? The Elvis Impersonators! As we've seen tonight, they may sweep the floor with their dance routines, but can they step their way to victory this evening? Our dancers! Their muscles and showing us how to build up ours. But where are they on popular music? The personal trainers! They may be skilled at filling our teeth and improving our smiles. Incidentally, let's have a look at your smiles now. What does a dentist's smile actually look like? Let me see. What's the matter with your teeth? Smile. You're a dentist with terrible teeth. But where does that leave their knowledge of music? They are the dentists! Right, let's have a word with our experts over here. All right then, Lauren, which one of our groups do you think are going to do well tonight?
Well, it's difficult to say, Philip. I mean, you know, I think the Barmaids... Yeah. These ladies... All right. Honestly, it's medieval in here. Calm down. The Barmaids, obviously, they're going to be surrounded by music all the time at work, so I think that's going to sink in and some kind of osmosis going to go on there. Definitely, you know.
OK, going for the Barmaids.
They look this good, but, you know, there's also the thing... Well, I know Elvis impersonators. I know, I can hear you. I think they are... I think they're going to be too obsessed on one type of music. And
you're ingratiating yourself with everyone here.
I'm not, because I'm not confident about the personal trainers. They're in a gym all day. I'm sorry. I think they're in a gym all day. They're listening to terrible house music while, you know, policemen try to beat their personal bests on the rowing machine. I think it's between the Barmaids and the Civil Servants, Philip.
Absolutely agree with Lauren. I think the thing is the Barmaids have got an unfair advantage. They're hearing music all the time. And the Civil Servants, they seem to be a studious, methodical lot.
So I think the Civil Servants,
that trained spotter element, they would have come in here studied up.
We'll see whether you're right, Annie.
Let's see who the celebrities are rooting for. Michael.
I'm rooting for Civil Servants. I am one. I've only done 42 years.
Yeah, the man from the Met you are, aren't you?
Absolutely, the man from the Met,
yes.
Yeah.
OK. What about Christopher? Who are you rooting for?
It's a tough call between the dancers, obviously, because they're silly sometimes, but I think it's going to be the dentist, because my dad's a dentist, so...
Oh. That's interesting. Tina, how about you, dear?
It's a tough call. It's got to be between the Barmaids and the personal trainers. I'm just hoping I can get one of the personal trainers for £5 an hour. How much you charge? 20 quid. Oh, yeah? Oh, I've got myself a... No, I've already got one. But he's getting fat, though.
Really?
I'm not very good at it.
So you're with the personal trainers. Will, how about you?
I actually went with the dancers. But it's... I'm not saying I'm right.
Why?
It's my girlfriend's a dancer, and she'll kill me if I don't go with them. And I actually think because they're dancing, they're going to be dancing to all different types of music. I thought they'd do well. But for comedy value, I'm loving the Elvis impersonators. Your comedy value, and they're all really drunk, which makes it even better.
Right. Wendy?
Without doubt, it's got to be the barmaids.
I bet Scilla'd go for the barmaids too, or maybe the personal trainers.
She'd go for the personal trainers.
Yeah, she certainly would. Shirley, who are you backing?
Oh, I think it's got to be the Elvis impersonator. I know I'm going to get in trouble from the personal trainers, but who wouldn't vote for them?
Elvis wins. David Mellor, how about you?
Well, before I got here, I said I thought the Elvis impersonators would win. After I saw them, I thought, I've transferred my allegiances to the barmaids.
And finally, Nikki.
Well, music is meant to be their life, so I went with the dancers, but that was before I saw them. Well, that was before I saw them. And I'm now a bit worried. But I'm going to stay with you. It's going to be the dancers.
OK, we're ready with the answers for the popular music test. Now, we started with some questions in which we played 3 hits and asked you to guess the decade. Question 1. Dancing Queen, ABBA, was 1976. Ian Drury's Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, 1978. And Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, 1979. So the answer to question 1 is B, the 1970s. Question 2.
I see skies of blue.
What a Wonderful World, a hit for Louis Armstrong in 1968. The Mighty Quinn was a Manfred Mann chart topper also in 1968. And indeed the same year as the Equals with Baby Come Back. So the answer to question 2 is B, the 1960s. Question 3. Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. 21 Seconds by So Solid Crew. Then Can't Get You Out of My Head and That Unforgettable Dress of Kylie Minogue's, all from 2001. So the answer to question 3 is D. The noughties, as this decade seemed to be called, makes it sound very exotic indeed. Question 4. Firestarter by Prodigy. And Wannabe, a Spice Girls hit from when they were not on very strict diets, both of these from 1996. Plus Wonderwall from Oasis, 1995. So the answer to question 4 is C, the 1990s. Civil servants, is it going well? You're in 3rd place at the moment. On to the lyrics round. Question 5. I took thee and did it my way. What's the missing word? Is it blows, blame, cash or road? The answer A, blows. From the famous Frank Sinatra song My Way. Sinatra's daughter said he hated the song. Sinatra himself complained bitterly it stuck and he couldn't get it off his shoe, whatever that means. Question 6. Oh, what fun we had, but did it really turn out bad? Who had such fun? Watch this. Yes, the answer is C, Madness, from their song, Baggy Trousers. Question 7. I met her in a club in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. Who was Ray Davies meeting? Let him tell you.
She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said, Lola. Hello, hello, Lola. La, 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 Lola.
Wonderful backing groups in here, as it's now obvious the answer is C, Lola. Now, it was actually supposed to be Davis's manager. Many people mightn't know this who met up with Lola, who, by the way, Lola turned out to be a transvestite. And the drink was Coca-Cola, except the BBC refused to play the song until the brand name was changed. Spoil sports as usual. Question 8. My breath smells of 1,000 fags, and when I'm drunk, I dance like... Yes, the answer, my dad, D. From Strong by Robbie Williams. Here he is with his dad.
I dance like me dad. I started to dress a bit like him.
Actually, I think Dad was dressed much better than Robbie there. Anyway, question 9. According to James Brown's first hit single, Papa's Got a Brand New... Yes, the answer is B, Bag. Question 10.
Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all.
Wonderful. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. These lyrics are from which song? Listen.
That I get a kick out of you.
I don't need to be here. The answer is B, I get a kick out of you. Originally from the 1934 musical Anything Goes. Both music and lyrics, by the way, are by Cole Porter. Now, dancers, how do we do on that round? You've got a lot of support. Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? Or legs up, legs down, whatever you like. They are what at the moment? I'm just here. You are only fifths. On to the section about people who inspired songs. Question 11. Who did Stevie Wonder write Happy Birthday about? The answer is D, Martin Luther King. It was released in April 1981 as part of the successful campaign to establish an annual holiday in memory of the hero of the civil rights movement. Question 12. Wonderful song. Not one, but 3 songs, Layla, Something, and This Wonderful Tonight, were all inspired by who? Wonderful song. Fabulous song. The answer is A, Pattie Boyd. Now, the Beatles song Something was written by Pattie's then husband, George Harrison. The other 2 were written by Eric Clapton during his affair with Boyd before they married. Question 13. P. Diddy recorded I'll Be Missing You as a tribute to which rapper? The answer is B, Notorious B.I.G., who was shot dead in 1997. As you can see, P. Diddy was joined by B.I.G.'s widow to make the recording, which actually became a #1 hit. Question 14. Which artist inspired Matchstalk Men and Matchstalk Cats and Dogs? Was it Henry Moore, David Hockney, L.S. Lowry, or Tracy Emin of Unmade Bed fame? The answer is C, L.S. Lowry. The Mancunian painter, known for paintings like this one, the famous Coming from the Mill, showing Lowry's famous matchstick figures, and the song, the only #1 hit for old Brian and Michael, oh dear. Question 15. Who was the inspiration for Hey Jude? Was it Julie Andrews, Judy Garland, Julian Lennon, or lovely Judy Finnegan? Wrote the song, and here he is this year headlining at Glastonbury. It was originally called Hey Jules, dedicated to John Lennon's son. According to McCartney, it was a hopeful message to the young boy at the time his parents were splitting up. So the answer C. Question 16. Who was the inspiration for Don McLean's hit American Pie? The answer D. Buddy Holly.
I can't remember if I cried when I read
McLean wrote the song following that plane crash in 1959, in which tragically Buddy Holly and 2 other rock stars died.
The music died. So bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.
Well, we've all enjoyed that. That's the end of the first section. Philip?
I do hope you guys, when you're performing on stage, are slightly more in time than you were there. For the first time this evening, who is on the It's the dancers on the bottom! No! 70% right, 71% for the personal trainers. Above them we have the celebrities on 76%, not doing as well as we thought they might. Above them we have the civil servants at 77%. Beaten by the Elvis impersonator, 78%. That's popular. And above them we have the dentist on 79%, which means that in the lead at this very early stage is the barmaids with 83%. We had American Pie there, Don McLean. There are actually a couple of dentists here for who American Pie is a very important song. Nishma and Bhav Patel. Nish, you're the karaoke queen, aren't you?
I like to think so, yeah.
Give us a bit of that one, then.
Are you ready?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
OK, you're going to stop there. And you, of course, as her sister, are saying that you're mortified every time she does this.
She does it all the time. You can't take her anywhere.
You're embarrassed when she does it in the pub, and now look where she's done it.
She loves it.
Do you think, David, there's a bit of talent here?
Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure. I don't know whether she can sing, but there's probably talent there.
Talent as a dentist?
As a dentist, amazing.
Yeah. Annie?
Mr. Fish, there's a rumour you like Queen.
I love it, yes.
Really?
Yes. The loss of Freddie Mercury was a tragedy, in my opinion. I love their music.
And can you dance along with the music?
Oh, you should see me. I'm the oldest rocker in town. Just see what I get up to on a night shift.
And David Mellor, you apparently have a close association with The Clash.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I once represented them in court. Because so desperate were they. No, they got bored during a recording session and went up on the roof with an air gun and shot some pigeons. It turned out to be some bloke's prize homing pigeons worth a lot of money.
How did you get them off successfully? What happened?
Their defence was that they were vermin. That's the pigeons, of course. Yeah. And this was believed, so they walked out the front door rather than going in chains out of the back.
So you're the hero of The Clash?
Absolutely. And Caroline Coon wrote a book about it, in which, somewhere in some little thing at the bottom of a page, I appear. What about that?
There you go. Fame at last. On to section 2.
Even the dentists are that cutting.
Section 2, there's no business like show business. First, some questions relating to television themes. Question 17. Who sang the theme to Only Fools and Horses? The answer is B. John Sullivan. He was, of course, the writer of the show. And he wrote the song as well as performing it because he didn't like the original theme tune. His work, he said, explained the programme title much better. Question 18. Who wrote Handbags and Glad Rags, the theme music to The Office? The answer is... Mike Darbo from Manfred Mann. Not Rod Stewart, as many people think. Question 19. Which musician had a hit with a reworking of the Blue Peter theme? Here's your answer.
So here is the world premiere of Mike Oldfield's Blue Peter signature tune. Right.
The tune was released in 1979 as a charity single to raise money for Cambodia. It then became, for the next decade, the programme's signature tune. And would you believe, on Monday, Blue Peter fans, there's a new signature tune out. Anyway, the answer, D. Question 20. The title song to Friends was performed by which band? The answer is A, the Rembrandts. And there's, they are in action with the stars of the programme. Question 21. Which cast member had a hit with a version of the EastEnders theme tune? The answer is B, Anita Dobson. Early days, she released Anyone Can Fall in Love in 1986, and indeed it got to number 4. Now, have we got anyone who'll admit to having bought that single? Oh, darling, how sweet. Anyone else? Not even David Mellor. No, an Elvis impersonator admitted it. Somebody in personal trainers admit it? What? I think one of the dancers is not so sure. On to screen themes. Question 22. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Yes, from which film was Simon and Garfunkel's Mrs. Robinson written? The answer, B, The Graduate, and it got to number 4.
Actually, if I could just stop you there, because there is another version of The Graduate, which I think it's important for us to share with everyone this evening. Perhaps you might like to have a look at this.
Aren't you?
No, I'm not. But my sister's very well. Oh.
From many moons ago, it was a charity moment on Comic Relief. Back with the test. Question 23. Which band had a hit with the Rocky III theme, Eye of the Tiger? The answer is... Yes, D, Survivor, Sylvester Stallone personally asked Survivor to write a title song for the film. Question 24. Moon River won an Oscar in 1961. Now, from which Audrey Hepburn film did it come? The answer is A, Breakfast at Tiffany's. It was actually penned specially for Hepburn because she wasn't a trained singer. The vocals were simplified to 1 octave. Question 25. Which of these Bond themes was not originally performed by Shirley Bassey? Was it Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, Moonraker, or Live and Let Die? Here's the answer.
If this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give it a cry, Say live and let die.
So the answer is D, Live and Let Die, written by Paul McCartney when he was part of Wings. Question 26. Oh, wonderful. In which film did Fred and Ginger dance to Cheek to Cheek? The answer is A, Top Hat. The year, 1935. Apparently, Ginger insisted on wearing a dress with lots of ostrich feathers, which had a tendency to moult. Fred said it looked as if a chicken had been attacked by a coyote. Dancers, any of you have problems with your costumes?
I think actually, Hayley and Gillian, you had a bit of a problem, didn't you?
Yeah, in one of our shows, we had to change behind a sheet, and it was quite a quick change, and one of the numbers needed a bed to be wheeled like out underneath the sheet, and there's a bit of commotion behind stage, and me and Jill had to quickly shove this bed forward. But unfortunately, the wheel got caught on the sheet, so the whole sheet ripped down, and me and Jill were just there in our underwear on the stage.
Yeah.
On the stage.
Did you steady on? Did you keep it in the show?
Yes.
No, not really, no. The last thing we want is for any of these to come off at the top here. Is it? Look at those, fantastic. Ever had a problem with your headdresses, ladies?
Tonight, yes.
Yeah.
They're a bit hot.
Tonight, it's very warm in here.
Yes, it's very warm.
Under your feathers?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you enjoying it?
Wonderful, man.
Excellent. Annie.
Thank you. And the last part of this section, musicals. Question 27. Summer Nights from Greece reached #1 in which year? The answer is B, 1978. You remember it was set in a high school. It was made famous by the film version featuring Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, even though, of course, both of them were well past high school age. And you know, it was recently voted the #1 favourite musical of all time. Have a look. Of course, Will, that was your break to fame, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, that's what I mean. I've been watching it tonight as well. It's
Now,
fantastic.
listen, Travolta had very sexy hips, very thin and sexy. Could you match up to that?
What, Travolta's or
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John? She had to be sewn into us as well. I was watching it tonight and I was looking for the sewing marks. Honest, I was.
Well, it gave you your career, at least,
It certainly
didn't you?
did, yeah.
Now, Elvis, there's no stopping them. Now, I know you sing as a hobby. Does anyone sing at work as well?
I should.
Who's that? Where's Steve? Where's Steve Greer?
I'm right here, honey.
Now, you're from Elvis's which? You're from the GI period.
That's right, ma'am.
OK. Do you always talk like that?
Not usually, only when I'm in your company, honey.
OK. And what's your job?
I'm a traffic warden, man.
Really? Now, Steve, you couldn't make this up. Steve, imagine I've parked my car for too long and you're just writing me out a ticket. What happens next?
I'd say, Anne, baby, you're always on my lines.
Question 28. Who wrote the music for Circle of Life in the current West End hit The Lion King? The answer is A, Elton John. Lyrics by Tim Rice. And the musical has won 2 Oscars as well as a stack of other awards. Question 29.
And the devil will drag you under, full of fancy, tie round your wicked throat. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Those singers in Guys and Dolls making a living as what? Salvation Army workers, debt collectors, gamblers, or journalists? You might say journalists because they look a scruffy bunch, but the answer is actually C, gamblers. If you remember, they were helping Sky Masterson, the New York gambler, to court a Salvation Army worker he'd fallen in love with. Unlikely, not in the world of musicals. Question 30. Where is the musical Chicago largely set? A theatre, a brothel, a prison, or a casino? What a choice. The answer is C, prison. And last year, Chicago won 6 Oscars, including Best Supporting Actress for Catherine Zeta-Jones. Let's have another look at her. Was she actually doing the singing and the dancing herself?
She was. When you look at the credits, it says, you know, all singing and dancing by Catherine Zeta-Jones.
But was she actually singing as she was dancing?
No, no, no. When they do film musicals, it's like when they do promo videos, you record the music first, you record and then you perform to what you've already recorded.
But it looks quite good. They've got it in sync, haven't
They've got it bang in sync. She was really good.
OK, thank you. Question 31. What is that famous dance from the Rocky Horror Show called? Shall we hear the answer?
It's just a jump to the left. Put your hands on your hips.
Yes, the answer is B, the time warp. And in case you're in any doubt, here are several well-known news presenters and correspondents, unwisely, in my view, trying their hand at light entertainment.
It's just a jump to the left.
And then a step to the right.
Put your hands on your hips.
Easy time, but it's the pelvic thrust that really drives me insane. Let's do time warp again.
Obviously a slow day for news. And the last question in this section, question 32. These dancers from West Side Story are celebrating being where? Let's hear it from them.
I like to be in America, okay by me in America, everything free in America.
For a small fee in America.
Yes, the answer is B, America, and that's the end of the second section. Dentists. How do you think you're doing? Not good. The girls think they're doing well. Where are they? No, you're not that hot, you know. You're only 4. Serves them right, all the misery they give us. Just before we leave the musicals, one final fun clip.
Such a dazzling photograph. How I love my photographs. It is red, yellow, green, brown, scarlet, black, ochre, peach, ruby, all.
I think the dancers have cottoned on to who that was. What's your memory of that time, Philip?
Actually, somebody asked for their money back once. Because they walked out after the first few bars of the opening song and went to the manager and said, we want our money back. And he said, well, why? What's the problem? Don't you like the show? They said, no, no, the show's fantastic. We came to see Philip Schofield. They said, well, look, he said, this is Philip Schofield. He said, no, but you think I'm stupid? I know Philip Schofield hasn't got long hair. So...
And what happened to the coat at the end?
I stole it. I
You should have worn it tonight, actually.
It's in my dressing room. I wear it every Saturday night, yeah. Should we move on now? Leaderboard! Let's have a look now at how the leaderboard stands. And we have the dancers at the bottom, 67%. Above them, the personal trainers, 68%. And next we have the civil servants on 72%. I think they thought they were going to do better than that. And above them, we have the dentists on 75. Where are the celebs? Where are the celebs? Elvis impersonators, 76%. Followed by the barmaids and the celebrities, sharing the lead, 77%. Right, barmaids. Let's have a word with the barmaids. You guys are doing very well. Actually, Louise Howell, you did have a previous career, didn't you?
I did. I used to be a holiday rep in Tenerife. Yeah. And every week we used to have to do a cabaret show, and one of the dances was to Life as a Cabaret. So we were just very sexy, dancing around a chair. One minute we got sitting on a chair, and then we have to jump on it. But this one night, I forgot to check the chair wasn't broken. When I jumped on it, I fell through it.
Straight through?
I did.
And was that the end of your career?
Oh, no, I carried on drinking and dancing.
Oh, lovely.
They're doing very well, those barmaids. Lauren, you must go to a lot of live gigs. Are you disappointed when there's not actually live music and they're miming?
Well, I'm not, actually. I mean, I don't mind a bit of miming. Pete Townsend from The Who was, like, one of the first people to sort of wade in the argument about miming. And he always said that it was great because then you could just concentrate on, like, looking fantastic and presumably, if you were him, smashing your guitar up. You know, and I think if you're going to see someone like Rachel Stevens, looks fabulous, that's quite an energetic dance routine. She'll be a bit out of puff, and I don't really want to hear her sing live, really.
I think David completely disagrees with you.
Totally disagree.
OK, that's good. On to the third section. And some questions relating to days of the week and songs about them. Question 33. Where were the Drifters on a Saturday night? At a car wash? At the Hop? At the pub? Or at the movies? Listen to this.
Saturday night at the movies. Guess what picture you see?
Yes, the answer is D, at the movies. Question 34. According to the Cure's hit song, Friday I'm in debt, in love, in heaven, or in Slav? Let's check this. The answer B, in love. Question 35. Which gem did the Rolling Stones sing about on Tuesday? Let them tell us, please. So the answer is D, Ruby. Question 36. David Bowie's 1999 album Hours opens with a track called Thursday What? The answer is... Yes, B, a child. Question 37. On which day will the Easy Beats have Friday on their mind? The answer is... The answer A, Monday. And the band's guitarist is George Young. Apparently, he and Harry Vanda wrote this song about their days spent living in hostels in Sydney, where they were constantly looking forward to the weekend. Question 38. Shaun Ryder was the lead singer of which Manchester band? The answer is B, Happy Mondays. One of the popular bands from Manchester who had hits in the 80s and 90s, and here they are with Step On. Now for some general music facts. Question 39. Who is Norah Jones's father? The answer is B, Ravi Shankar, best known for playing the sitar. Beatle George Harrison dubbed him the godfather of world music. Question 40. What were the original words to the Happy Birthday tune? Not, please note, Squash, Tomatoes and Stew, which is actually a corruption of the original, but A, Good Morning to All. Now, the tune was first used in 1893 by two American school teachers. They used it for the start of the school day. It was 20 years later when it turned into Happy Birthday. Question 41. Classical legend Yehudi Menuhin and jazz star Stefan Grappelli both played the same instrument. What was it? A trumpet, a piano, violin, or recorder? Let's take a look at their rendering of I've Got Rhythm. Is C, violin. Question 42. What sort of club is the Buena Vista? The answer is B, social. They're a group of Cuban musicians who, well into old age, caught the limelight when the German director Wim Wenders made a film about them. Question 43. Who first won the Eurovision Song Contest for the UK? The answer is C, Sandy Shaw. As some of us well remember, she was the pop star who liked to go on stage barefoot. Here she is with her winning #1, Puppet on a String, from 1967.
go puffing on that string.
Terrific. Wonderful. And that's the end of the third section. Now, we're more than halfway through. Elvis impersonators, how are we doing? Philip.
We've actually got some classical musicians in all our groups here this evening. First of all, stand up, please, Deborah Fenn. Deborah Fenn, stand up. She is a flamenco dancer and saxophonist. Well done, take a bow. Marvellous. In our personal trainers, please stand up, Jane Cootie. Jane, there she is. She is a pianist and viola player. Well done to you. Congratulations, take your bow. Matt Preston, in our dentist, the finalist of the Young Musician of the Year. You've got 39 out of 43 at the moment, so well done to you. Over on the other side of the studio with our barmaids, Julie Roger. Stand up, Julie Roger. Well done, Julie. Julie is a violinist with the Croydon Youth Philharmonic. Well done to you. Emma Patrick. Stand up, Emma Patrick, in the Civil Servants. Emma is an award-winning chorister, so congratulations. And over here, in our Elvis impersonators, Larry Cooley. Larry, with, I think, amongst the best hair that we've got in the whole of the studio here. You look sensational. Those are brilliant sideboards.
Thank you.
You were actually in a regimental brass band, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in the Duke of Edinburgh Regiment, and I was playing for the Queen's birthday parade.
Were you? How long were you playing?
I was playing for 2 years on the trombone, and the artillery was behind me. They fired a few gun salutes for the Queen Mother as she came on.
Terrific,
and my trombone shot out of my hand. It went over the regimental band, stuck in the field. The bandmaster got hold of it, which was sent from the School of Music of Nether Hall, and he came up to me. He said, I could charge you for this, but he said, tell you what, play me a B. So I went, brr. He said, oh no. I said, play me a B flat. I went, brr. He said, you can't play, can you? I said, no, sir.
For 2 years, you had been miming in the band.
I have been, yeah.
For 2 years, you haven't played a note.
No, but I used to watch the other trombonists and I used to mime.
Well done, you. That's a bluffer of all time, that is. Right, let's have a look at our leaderboard. How does it stand at the moment? Here we go. We have got, at the bottom, the dancers, 66. Above them, we have the personal trainers on 68. Then, that's followed by the civil servants on 72. We move up the board now. Who's climbing? Elvis impersonators, no great improvement there, 74. Above them, we have the dentists on 76. We have above them the celebrities with the barmaids on 78%. Annie.
I think that's terrific. Congratulations, that's really terrific. Shirley, tell me, can you play a musical instrument?
Uh-oh. No, I can play the air guitar, but only after a few pints of Guinness.
Oh. What about Gina?
Oh, I taught myself how to play the recorder.
Oh, that's funny.
What are you laughing at? I wanted to get in the school band, and everybody had already learned it, and I got my own recorder, and I taught myself how to play it, but I could only play Frere Jacques. So...
And has that prompted a huge musical career on the side?
Well,
Gina?
this is it. No.
Oh. Nikki, how about you?
No, I don't play any instruments.
Ah, disappointing.
Sorry. None.
You join my recorder.
Yeah, but I didn't actually
Nikki,
I didn't record her at school. I didn't record
Okay.
her at school.
Or well, didn't we all? Exactly. What about the Spice Girls? Any of them play a musical instrument?
No, not that I remembered, actually. But I did work with a boy band, and one of them carried a guitar with him the whole time, and he never played it.
Ah, just posing.
Yeah.
Wendy, how about you? Can you play a musical instrument?
No, only recorded from school then.
Oh dear, well I'm glad we can all play recorders from school.
I could try.
On to section 4. I thought we'd have some really big answers there. Now, we showed you some big musical events followed by questions about them. Question 44. Live Aid was the biggest event to raise money for famine relief in Africa. Who was the main force behind it? The answer D, Bob Geldof. The Live Aid events across the world raised a staggering 40 million. Question 45. The two main concerts took place on the same day in the US and UK, but which artist performed at both? The answer C, Phil Collins. First he was at Wembley and then at the Kennedy Stadium in Philadelphia. Question 46. In the Three Tenors concert associated with the 1990 World Cup, Luciano Pavarotti sang Nessun Dorma. From which opera is it? The answer is C, Turandot, and it goes like this. ones are always the best. Question 47. The Glastonbury Festival started in 1970. What was it originally called? The answer is D, the Pilton Festival, because that's the name of the village where it took place. It was actually launched by farmer Michael Eavis, and the first year it attracted just 1,500 fans. They paid £1 each. More than 30 years later, would you believe the same farmer Eavis retains overall control? Why is it so popular, Lauren, still?
I mean, Glastonbury is, I think, partly, obviously, because of its size. It's just enormous, and there's so many sort of different things going on there. But I think Glastonbury's got a kind of spirit to it that, you know, most sort of big musical events don't have, because it's not about profit. It's, you know, it was started when Michael and his wife started it. They did it because, you know, they'd been to a festival in Bath, and they were sort of caught up. They just sort of met each other and caught up in this mad love affair, and they felt like they could do anything. And so they started the festival, and, you know, felt like they could change the world, and then actually did.
And Farmer Eavis, he's still a bit groovy, is he?
Yes, he's a cool guy. Yeah.
Question 48.
One breath.
Bjork was one of the highlights of the Olympics 2004 opening ceremony. Could you name her song? The answer is B, Oceana, written by the star herself. Bjork says she sees the ocean as having no borders, different races or religions. She says that's just like the Olympic Games. Next, the music charts. Question 49. Which song has topped the charts with 4 different acts? The answer is B, Unchained Melody. It's been #1 4 times. Now, Jimmy Young had the first hit in 1955. Amazing, he's got just as much hair today. Anyway, the version you're hearing is the Righteous Brothers from 1990. Robson and Jerome, of course, recorded it in 95. And Gareth Gates in 2002. Question 50. Which performer has had the most hit singles in the UK charts? The answer is A, Cliff Richard. Yes. Or Sir Cliff, who played host to the Blairs again this summer. During the last 50 years, he's clocked up 14 #1s. Bachelor Boy from my early days is one of them.
Yeah, son, you'll be a bachelor boy, and that's the way to stay. Happy to be a bachelor boy until you're dying day.
I can't hear that. Question 51. Which of the following sang the first ever UK #1? A really tough question. This, the answer is... It's A, Al Martino. The pop chart started on the 14th of November 1952, and Here in My Heart by Al held the top slot for 2 months. Right. Question 52. Only one of these artists has had a UK #1 single. Which one? The answer is C. Will Smith as the Fresh Prince with Boom Shake the Room in 1993. Here he is with another hit from Men in Black 4 years later. And that's the end of the 4th section, full of amazing... I do think some amazing, high-quality trivia there for music buffs. Personal trainers, are we doing okay? Yeah! Lovely legs. What about the barmaids? You must be very rare. See, all women, the barmaids, you see, Philip?
Yeah. Oh, I know. There's always, of course, you will know, if you watch this programme regularly, that at no stage ever during Test the Nation have the women beaten the men when it comes to the final score. So, you know, we'll see. A little bit of aggro, obviously, going on between me and Anne on that one. Right, let's have a look at the leaderboard now for the final time. Before we reveal the big scores at the end, dancers 62, we have the personal trainers at 65. Above them, we've got civil servants on 70. Bit of a slip there. Above the civil servants, we've got our Elvis impersonators on 71% answered correctly. And then the dentists on 73. And then the barmaids on 74, which means that on programme, the dancers have been down the bottom. Mate, do you not listen to anything you're dancing to?
Obviously not.
No, why? Why are you down the bottom?
I think we're obviously too young and attractive. That's the only reason.
Too young and too attractive to remember anything. Annie.
Thank you, Philip. Gina, what's a song from your misspent youth?
Oh, it's got to be Love Shack.
Yeah.
By the B-52. You know what that reminds me of? When I was younger, I was doing my A-level French, and I really wanted to go backpacking around France. And my mum was very overprotective, and I knew she wouldn't let me go on my own. So what I did was I told her I was going on a school trip, and I got all my mates to turn up at the station with suitcases. And I hope my mum's not watching. And she came to the station, saw me off, and we all got off on the train, and then my mates got off on the next stop. And I went on to France by myself.
Oh, brilliant.
Slept rough in Paris, did all that stuff, and my mum doesn't know about it until today.
Does now.
Sorry, Mum.
Wendy, what about you? Or your Corrie character? A song that brings to mind?
Yeah, I was pretty much a Miss Goody Two-Shoes, but I would
Really?
like...
Not like Scylla?
Not like Scylla at all. She's a bit of a raver, I would have imagined. I like to think that...
I think so.
Chesney was named so because he was actually conceived while listening to Chesney Hawkes' I Am the One and Only.
Not many people know that. Thanks, Wendy. We're on to the last section, everyone, and some of the legends of popular music, starting with divas. Question 53. On which occasion did Kylie Minogue sing to some 4 billion viewers? The answer A, the 2000 Olympics. She sang Dancing Queen and On a Night Like This at the televised closing ceremony in Sydney. How do you think Kylie compares with Bjork?
I think the two of them make different kinds of music for different kinds of audiences. Kylie's about music for the feet.
Don't sit on the fence now.
Bjork's... No, I'm going to come to my point. Bjork's about music for the head and for the thoughtful. What I really think, though, is that Kylie stood up in front of 4 billion viewers worldwide and sang live. And Bjork, who's supposed to be the artist, mimed.
OK, I think you've made your point. Kylie had a nicer outfit too. Question 54. Who was known as the Queen of Soul? The answer is B, Aretha Franklin. Yes, winner of 17 Grammy Awards and the first woman to be allowed a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some vintage footage here of the great lady. Wonderful, that. Question 55. What was Madonna's first UK #1 single? The answer is... Yes, D, Into the Groove, from the 1985 soundtrack of Desperately Seeking Susan, in which Madonna starred. The other options here are all songs of hers that did well in the charts, but not quite as well. Question 56. Maria Callas was a famous singer in which form of music? The answer is B, opera. Remember, she was a flamboyant Greek famous for her life on and off stage, and here she is singing Meo Bambino Caro. Question 57.
What can you see?
From which song in the film The Return of the King did Annie Lennox win an Oscar this year? The answer is A, Into the West.
Wise girls home.
Wonderful number. It was the last part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Question 58. Ella Fitzgerald's first hit record was a jazz version of a what? The answer is A, a nursery rhyme.
A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. I send a letter.
In 1938, Ella was at number 1 for 2 weeks in the US charts with A Tisket, A Tasket. Next, male legends. And for the benefit of our Elvis impersonators, there's no stopping them. We better start with the King. Right, question 59. What milestone did Elvis Presley reach in July this year? Let's hear from the Elvis impersonators. B, yes, you're quite right. Good heavens, it would have been sad if you weren't. 50 years since his first recording. It was called... That's all right. No, I think just the first couple of lines will be enough. Elvis fans, you'll hate to hear this, but it wasn't a great success. It wasn't a hit. Nevertheless, I must say, it sounds pretty good to me.
Well, Mama, she done told me, Papa done told me too. Son, that gal you fooling, well, she ain't no good for you. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, now, Mama, any way you do.
Well done. Question 60. Prince wrote all these famous songs, but only one was a hit for him. Here he is with the answer. B, When Doves Cry, it got to number 4 in 1984. All the others were hits for other singers. Question 61. Complete the title of this Otis Redding single. Is it Far, So-La-Ti-Do, Happy Song or Sad Song? Yes, D, Sad Song, even though there were lots of Fars. And by the way, it shouldn't be confused with Happy Song, also by Otis Redding, which came 2 years later. Question 62. What was John Lennon's first number 1 hit not with the Beatles? The answer is A, Give Peace a Chance. It reached number 2 in 1969, and that was a year before the Beatles split up for good. It was about Vietnam and done in Lennon's very own special style. Question 63. On which record did Frank Sinatra duet with his daughter Nancy? The answer is... Yes, C, Something Stupid, which got to number 1 in 1967, and again in 2001 when it was covered by Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. Question 64. Which was Bob Marley and the Wailers' first top 10 hit? Here he is with the answer. Yes, A, Jamming, released in December 1977. No Woman, No Cry was released earlier in 1975. It didn't get into the top 20 then, but it did when it was re-released in 1981, a month after Marley's death. The last 5 questions, and they're about old songs and re-releases. So, question 65. All Saints reached number 1 with their version of Under the Bridge, but who originally recorded it? The answer is A, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's compare them.
Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Question 66. Who wrote and originally sang I Will Always Love You? It was made famous, of course, by Whitney Houston. Here's a bit of both of them coming up. So the answer's C, Dolly Parton. Question 67. Teenage Kicks was a hit for the Undertones, who recently covered it. See if you can work it out from this. Yes, A, Busted. More than 20 years separate the recordings. Quite tough, that one. Question 68. Michael Andrews and Gary Jules reached #1 with Mad World, originally a debut hit for who? The answer is C, Tears for Fears. Both coming up.
I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very
Question 69. Father and Son was originally written and recorded by Cat Stevens, but which boy band also had a hit with it? The answer is D, Boyzone. We can see them both here.
It's not time to make a change.
Just relax, take it easy, you're still young.
That's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down.
If you want, you get married. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy.
And the final question for this music test, question 70. Knocking on Heaven's Door was Guns N' Roses' biggest hit, but who originally recorded it? A bit of the later version and the original for you to compare.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Yes, the answer is A, Bob Dylan from 1973, as opposed to 1992 from Guns N' Roses. And would you believe it, that's all the answers for Test the Nation's popular music test. Give yourself a huge round of applause. All that's left is for you to add up your scores, and in a minute we'll give you a look-up table to work out how well you've done.
Now, as you know, people across the country have taken part in this test in all sorts of different interactive ways. From that, we can tell you a bit about how the country as a whole has done. Here are the final results. Right, first of all, let's have a look at the nations that go to make up the United Kingdom. So who knows the most about music? Down the bottom, it looks like it's England with 40%. Wales at 40. Above them, Northern Ireland on 41, which means that Scotland are the winners! Well done, Scotland! You got 42. You win tonight. You know the most about music. Let's split that up into capital cities now and have a look and see whether that's reflected in the capital cities. We would expect, obviously, Edinburgh to do best. Cardiff at 40. We've got London at 41. We have Edinburgh at 41, which means that Belfast win with 42. Well done, Belfast. If you were taking part interactively, everything that you logged on, we knew where you were. And so that obviously goes to represent your particular part of the country. So how did you do this evening? Have you lifted up or dropped down your part of the world? Let's have a look. If you were in Plymouth, you didn't do very well at all. 38 for Plymouth, 39 for Norwich, 39 also for Birmingham and Aberystwyth. Up for Bristol at 40 and Leeds at 40, along with Brighton. 41 for Sheffield and Southampton and Newcastle and Manchester and Londonderry and Leicester and Liverpool and Aberdeen. Is there anyone going to come out top? It's Glasgow! With 42. The big one, men and women. Now, we know that in the studio, only in the studio tonight, the women have come out on top. Are those results borne out interactively? Let's have a look now and see what happened online. Yes! We've never been beaten. The men once once again, 42-39 for the ladies, so the blokes win once more. We asked what goes to make up a music buff. So we asked a whole load of questions and then collated the answers. We asked the song that best describes you, your hobbies and your pastimes, your favourite lesson at school, and also the type of holiday that you prefer. Threw that all into the mixer, and this is the music buff that we came up with. If you like Hound Dog, and that is the song that describes you, obviously you are our top music buff. And then what about hobbies and pastimes? If you eat out, you know more about music than anybody else. What about your favourite lesson at school? English, not necessarily music. And also your type of holiday, sightseeing. There you go, there is our music buff.
OK, a few weeks ago we road tested the test, and this is how you work out how well you've done. You need to find your age on the board and what you scored. So, for example, if you're between 35 and 54, as I wish I was, and scored 34, you did well. You got a UK average score. And as for the very highest score in the land, I hope we've got him or her on the line now, have we?
Hello?
Hello there, sir. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Ireland, but I live in Solihull.
Well, congratulations. I understand you got 70 out of 70.
Yeah. Yes, sure, I've been told, yeah. Oh, and by the way, you've got a lovely
And your name is, sir?
My name is Coleman Doyle.
Well, congratulations. What do you do?
I'm a history teacher at Holy Trinity School in Smallheath in Birmingham.
Well, you'll have a lot of street cred on Monday morning, won't you?
I hope so, yeah.
And tell me, do you conform to the profile? Do you like Hound Dog? Is English your favourite subject? Do you go sightseeing?
Well, I'm a history teacher.
Yes.
I prefer backpacking.
OK.
And Hound Dog, well, possibly my girlfriend might call me that, but I don't know.
Coleman, why do you think you've done so well? I mean, are you surprised?
Surprised, shocked more than surprised. And picture the scene, the 1980s in Ireland, depression, dark place, wet at the weekends, nothing to do except watch TV and listen to music.
Well, it was worth it in the end. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Well, thank you very much, Anne. Good night.
And now, for the final time, let's find out in the studio who reigns triumphant. Down at the bottom, been there all night, it's the dancers on 42. Above them, for the final time, the personal trainers on 43. Obviously not listening to enough in the gym. Above them, the Elvis impersonators on 47. Above the Elvis impersonators, we've the dentists and the civil servants sharing 48. So the top two positions are occupied by the barmaids on 49 and the celebs on 50. Never a popular choice, but now, of course, we have to find out who in our studio is the winner. So, first of all, will you find the winner in the dentists? Over there. Are they there in the dentists? Yeah. No, no way. What about the personal trainers? Yeah. The winner is not in the personal trainers. What about the dancers? Yeah. Not in the dancers. What about the Elvis impersonators? Yeah. Don't be daft. So, it's between the civil servants and the barmaids. The winner is actually in the civil servants. What I will say is Charlotte Barrow, first Charlotte Barrow. Charlotte, you actually got 23 right in a row, which was a record, so well done for you. But the winner, would you please stand up? Adrian David! Congratulations, Adrian. Well done. Were you confident?
No.
I can tell you your score, mate. You got 64 out of 70, so well done to you. Congratulations. Well done. Annie.
I'm very excited. Now, celebs have done very, very well tonight. And, in fact, they've been terrific sports, and they're going to let us give out all the scores. We'll do it in reverse order. So, very, very good at the bottom there. Michael Fish, congratulations. You got 49. Next comes David Miller with 45. But he shouldn't worry because I saw David Grant talking to him and I think there's a musical career coming along very soon. Gina comes next with 48. And she's actually tied with Shirley, who got 48 too. Chris Parker got 49. Chris, has that changed your mind? Do you think a singing career beckons?
Yeah, maybe. You know what? I thought I was too young to answer most of the questions, so I did it right.
Oh, good. Anyway, well done. Very good score, 49. Will Mellor came next with 54.
I'm happy with that.
And he tied with Wendy there, also 54. So, guess who's the clever clogs? It is indeed the lovely Nicky Chapman with 57.
It would have been very embarrassing if you'd come last, but you are first. A huge round of applause! Well done, Nicky. The test and answers will stay online for the next few weeks, so if you want to have another go or tell someone else to do so, it's all on our website. Thank you to all our studio groups. You have been fantastic. The Elvis impersonators.
Trainers.
The civil servants.
The dancers.
And, of course, our celebs and our experts.
And, you know, I promised at the beginning of the show that you didn't need to be a music buff to enjoy the test, and I hope you agree. I also hope that feet have been tapping up and down the country because it's been a riot in here. We've just had the best fun.
Yeah, definitely the best one ever, I think. I think our studio groups all agree that it has been a fantastic evening.
And we're going to be back just before Christmas. We'll return with a test to see what you remember about this year, 2004. Thank you for watching and a very good night.